Good morning, and welcome back to the One Celtic Fans View this fine Thursday morning. What a fantastic day we've got ahead of us. The football fixtures come out. We'll find out that Celtic play on Monday, as I suggested the other night on the channel. Celtic will play Monday night, just to annoy fans. But today, this morning, yes, Celtic have gone and done it again. Celtic are sounding like a bit like Britney Spears Monday night. Just oops, I've done it again, aren't they? They're almost turning into a Britney Spears analog of oops, we did it again, and they've gone and done it big time. The prices for us in Europe, 92 quid, 92 bucks, 92, 95 euros for the third strip, €98.95, €92.95, €147.95. 92.95, and then the women's third authentic kit is 147.95. For the shorts, just for a pair of Adidas shorts, I'm going to go down to the Adidas shop and just get just a normal pair of shorts without the Celtic badge on it. Is anybody going to Turkey soon? No jokes. 55 quid just for the shorts, €55. The authentic third shorts. Or you can get them for €46. That's for us in Europe and Ireland. The price may differ for you in Scotland, I don't know. And then there's the socks. They always put the socks as little ballet dancers, don't they? I'm a little teapot, short and stout. But anyway, yeah, it's kind of madness, the prices. And then there's the junior top. If you want to get a junior top for your kid, hold on to your hat, because little junior is going to be, well, you're going to be selling his kidneys or something. 72.95 for a kid's top. The shorts are 36. Junior's little socks, his tiny little feet socks, is €19. And then if you've got a really young kid, an infant, a baby, for the full kit, it's €60. Wow. I'm just going to post a comment. No ask manager, no coaches, no new players, no permanent chairman, no idea who's leaving. Give me your money for mere tat kit. We know who the manager is, but Celtic still haven't allowed the manager to have a press conference. You know, there's not been a big hoo-ha. There was a little statement out to the stock exchange and stuff. But other than that, I thought Celtic had listened to the fans. Do you know, we had the interim chairman telling us, my niece is a manager in JD discount for me. It'll need to be some discount. 75 for a home top. How did they justify 90 odd for a third kit? This is the junior kit. Look at that. Infant kit. A baby. So, they're not going to be knocking about the street with it. Be lucky to get it out as pram. But if you want to make your bairn a full kit bairn, there you go. It's crazy. And then they get in 6-note Vickers. 6-note Vickers and wee Jamesy. Wee Jamesy will still be. I'm loving the 750s James has got on though. Looks like ZX 750s Jamesy boy. Talking about that, I need to get a new pair. I do love my 750s. And there's the goalkeeper kit. The summer of discontent for Celtic. And the thing is that I got the picture sent to me last night of what the new kit was going to look like before Celtic even released it. And they will get all romanticised with it. They will go back to talking about all those years ago. Celtic will play this one out big style. I mean, it was a fantastic achievement and it will always be remembered by the club. But come on, Celtic. At a time where you said, where you said, where the club said, let's have unity, let's have dialogue. We're now sitting on the 18th of June. The players come back to training a week tomorrow. Yes, Jamesy Forrest will be sitting on his sunbed somewhere going, one last push, one more season. Oh, another live in your morning. Get a grip. Yeah, cheerio. Not morning. I'm just talking about the prices. If you think that the prices are acceptable, then there we go. And there we go. But Samuel thinks it's fine. Samuel thinks it's absolutely fine with the prices. You don't have to join in, mate. I'm just saying. Don't know. It's okay, just shut them all together. Anyway, in other Celtic news this morning, it's the wrong screen. To see it's that one. Wrong one. I know why Tambat's laughing. So fuck it. Another podcast in your morning. Another podcast and you're up listening to it. But it's all fine and fair. Anyway, Kelechi Iheanacho. Kelechi Iheanacho, a lot of Celtic fans want to stay at Celtic, but his future has been put in doubt. His future at Celtic has been put in doubt because he's been offered to another club. Says to me that Martin O'Neill, although he did well for Celtic in the closing stages of the season last year, according to a Brazilian TV channel, according to this report, it says that Kelechi Iheanacho has been offered to them. Celtic do have the option to give Kelechi Iheanacho another year. But surely that has to have a time constraint. Surely that option within the contract, that option surely doesn't run up until the end of the transfer window or the beginning of next season. Surely, if Celtic aren't going to give Kelechi Iheanacho a contract, surely it has to have a timescale by the end of June or something like that, which would then allow the player to go and look for another club. Because if not, if it's open, I don't think that anyone would sign a contract where it says that you have the option of another year. There has to be some kind of time constraint on it. But anyway, we will wait and see. Goodbye, Kelechi. Not for me. In my opinion, this window is going to be worse than last year. It's called Old Celtic Fans View for a reason. If someone wants to put a point across, then they can. Too many will get offended by anything. Yes, and it is true. It is called One Celtic Fans View. I do try to get as many opinions across as possible, but if it's the deeply depression. Dun, dun, dun. Baz, there's another player with another surname. Sure, that's him. Nacho's not class. Does that not run till the end of the contract, which would be the end of June? Maybe the end of June, but surely Celtic, if Celtic weren't going to take on Kelechi Iheanacho, surely they would give him. If Martin O'Neill did not fancy, it's typical Celtic, though, isn't it? Celtic will keep him hanging on, and if it's true that that he has been offered to another club, well, it's his agent just looking after the player, isn't it? It is just the club looking after themselves, giving them that little space of time. But then it's the player, if his agent is putting him out and offer him to other clubs, it's it is what it is. It is what it is. I love Baz Moan in the morning. Brings me back to reality. Remember, I've been up and I've had an hour or so to dissect all this information way before you are. Do you know what I mean? Because it's 20 to 10 with me now. You know, it's only 8:45 with you because you are all sitting with your eyes. What's going on this morning, man? I've got to read all this stuff beforehand, and it's like, really? So my energy levels are a bit more advanced, and plus I've had a massive mug of coffee this morning in my good old Starbucks coffee mug that I got on the M6 years, oh God, about 15, 16 years ago. Anyway, who cares about that? Kelechi, any actual, do you want him back at Celtic or no? Let's dive into some of the comments this morning. We will be going live this afternoon. We will be going live this afternoon when, yes, when the fixtures are out. When they're officially released, you will get word of them beforehand, but we will go live as soon as they are released by Celtic. So we can look forward to what games that you're going to go away when it'll be interesting to see what the games are over the October period, because remember this year the international break in the September and the October have been amalgamated, so they're down to, it looks like international going to play 2 or 3 games in a 2 weekend period, not too sure. But it'll be interesting. And then there's all the old dudes on the channel. I've been up since 5:30. I've been up since 5:30 with Doug the Loch living. I forget that we're quite an OAP channel. I've been up since 4:30. It's what it is there, isn't it? Any Celtic fan not moaning hasn't been paying attention. This is very true. I hope we're not waiting on the World Cup to end before we sign players. The thing is, there's a lot of players that are not at the World Cup that are in Celtic's price bracket. Do you know, there is a lot of players that are out there in the market. And let's face it, we're in the market for up and coming players. We're not in the market for players that are already first team stars. If we were, we would have kept Gustav Lagerbielke. Need the Adam Ida mug pass. We need an Adam Ida mug. Don't even start that rumour, because I've seen that online. Someone was talking about Adam Ida potentially coming back to the club. Not a chance. Just hope we've got the Huns around the 29th of August so I can party in Milan again. That would be good. That would be good. Anyway, transfer news. It is just the same as. Nothing's coming out of Celtic. People talking about Elila Just, and then people saying that it looks like Martin O'Neill didn't want him because he was too small. And then people saying, well, what's Martin thinking? He's a fantastic player. You've got to remember the type of team that Martin O'Neill built the first time round at Celtic. Alan Thompson's not a wee guy. Don't know, Alan Thompson, he's still got a bit of height about him. Martin likes bigger physical players. We just need to see what Martin is able to do in the transfer window this year. But the excitement for today will all be about the there's one thing that's not going to be about, from my perspective, is 147 quid. There we go. Where is it? I went to 147 quid, 147.95 euros for a Celtic top. But if that is complaining and if that is moaning, well, Jesus, I must be getting old, as they say. Come on, 147 quid for a Fitbot app. And people saying that it's Adidas that set the prices. The club can have an input into it. And if it is Adidas that's setting the prices, the game is done and dusted as far as Celtic are concerned. Celtic are no longer the club of the people. I don't think they have been for a while anyway. But come on, look at those prices. It's not a working man's game anymore. Do you know, I've got three granddaughters. I'm not pumping out. I'm not pumping out nearly €180 for three infant Celtic kits. Are you mad? Do you know what I mean? It's crazy prices. Once again, Celtic are going into the new season, and it is what it is. Celtic said they were going to speak to us, and at the end of the day, they have not spoken to the fans. They could say they're going to speak to us, but they can say anything that's going to happen in the future. They can come out and suggest it. There's a difference between suggesting that you're going to do something, Celtic, particularly Mr. Brian Wilson, who said, yeah, we're going to talk to fans this summer. It's all going to be fine. What Celtic will end up doing is they'll pick a select few and they'll have a fans forum, they'll call it, and they then will say that we've had a fans forum, we have spoken to the fans, and realistically it will be selected number of fans that are club friendly, and that it'll be ones that are well in with the hierarchy, and that'll be the fans forum. Has the club changed? No, it's not. Anyway, let's jump into the comments this morning. Unless we sign a decent striker, the option, but to keep a Nacho, I think that the wages that Iheanacho would be on will be because there was a lot of crazy talk saying that he was on a. There's no way he's on more than Kieran Tierney. Celtic will be wanting to get him for at least 10 grand a week. And I don't think that would be an option for Kelechi and Iheanacho, especially at his age. Our board will wait to the last minute to make signings, try to save money. Ends up costing far more. Clowns. Celtic ideal targets will be guys who have never made the World Cup. We know what happens when a player has a good campaign. The price skyrockets. I hope the first game is Hearts away. Nothing is happening now, Baz. No, nothing. Well, there is. The games, we'll wait. The excitement for today is all going to be about the fixtures. And we will be going live exactly the same time as the fixtures are released. No chance of signing Lee Majors, as he's the $6 million man. This lust for news is getting unhealthy. Well, this channel's been doing this type of formats for 6 years now. The channel's been on the go since 2010. So I don't think that this lust for news when it comes to Celtic is unhealthy. I think that it's more the fans are still angry from last season. I think that that's a very unhelpful comment, because the fans were asked to play their part. Here's where we're at. The fans were asked to play their part. Down tools. Down the placards. Down the protesting. Stop everything. Let's come for unity and try and win this league. We did our part as fans. Fans stopped the protesting. They, got behind the players, the team. The board even went, we'll give you your Green Brigade back in, the 250 fans that they banned from 30 odd games last season. But the lust for news is unhealthy. I think that the lust for information hasn't changed from the fans. It never has. The lack of information that the club is currently giving out is the issue. We've had no interview with Martin O'Neill since he was made permanent manager. Usually when a manager signs on a permanent basis, he is interviewed, he's asked about the future, he's asked about the direction of the club, he's asked about potential, what they want to achieve. Nothing from Celtic. That then creates a void, and that void is where the unhealthy lust for news comes from. Because you have people then just talking amongst themselves and speculating. And this unhealthy lust for news has been nothing new with Celtic. This is people have spoken on a daily basis about Celtic for as long as I've been on this planet. Even way before social media, people spoke about Celtic every day, you know. But it's people all have their say on the channel. Any actual saved their season multiple times last year. The truth is, we don't know what the conversations are going on. We don't. But anyway, robbery for a top is that it's football, Baz, not basketball. Well, the top looks crap. Wallpaper's getting dear as fuck. It's not even white, it looks bogging, says Kev, washed out. The club obviously marks up. Of course, it is 150 quid for a kit. You might only wear once. I've still got kit in there with price tags on it. I've still got strips with price tags on them. But it is what it is, isn't it? I like the third top, but no way can I afford that. No chance. If we asked Sean and Fozzie to take a massive pay cut, what makes you think that we will splash the cash on players if they cannot offer two guys that basically won us the title? They ain't spending a big. Get that off a Chinese site, probably about 12 to 15 euros. If anybody's going to Turkey, you'll probably get a bulk in Turkey for about the same. I like it, but I'll wait 2 years till it's dirt cheap. The irony of Celtic FC expecting fans to shell out stupid money on merch, but they won't shell out on players. Needs to be protest outside this nonsense yet again, taking the fans for mugs. Anyone paying over £100 for any football top needs sectioned, says Pablo. People are struggling to pay for gas, electricity, yet Celtic want crazy prices for a football shirt. The board and Adidas don't care. Just give us your money attitude. Wish you all the best to Rob Stewart, saying he has health problems. Looks like he was absolutely bluttered at the Scotland game, to be fair. The club, no ambition, offering any manager a 1-year deal. It says fan 1967 tick. 10 grand a week, no way for Kalechi any show. Pablo, I need sectioned in. I've already bought the home top. We identified Alistair Johnson at the last World Cup. Kalechi's on 30 grand a week. If you think that Celtic are paying 30 grand a week for Kalechi any actual next season, send your postcode, mate. I'll get the quacks round to have a word. The shirt looks like it's been stained in nicotine. It's like it's been sitting on your aunt your aunt Maggie's hanging up in the wall on your aunt Maggie's, isn't it? And she's a 40 a day smoker. Remember back in the 1980s when you went round to your auntie's house and she would, before she'd even finished the cigarette that she was on, she'd get another cigarette out and light it. You know, proper chain smoking stuff. And I used to come out, my eyes would be like streaming. Couldn't see for the smoke, the windows open, everything. Never mind the smoke going up the lung for the coal fire. The wallpaper was all that kind of colour, just purely for the amount of smoking that went on. Oh, the late 70s and early 80s were a blast, weren't they, for us younger generation? But yes, it does. It looks like it's been hanging up on the wall in your old auntie's house, and she was a heavy chain smoker. That's a cracking one. That's an absolute cracker. Celtic making us wait for news, I think he meant. We also had Ange back then, though. It's getting worse with Celtic to the point I am getting that pissed off, where it's going to the point where I'm not going to care anymore. I think that this is the issue, that people do care about Celtic. People do care about, what's going on at the club. And people saying that, it's unhealthy. I think it's not a case that it's unhealthy. I think we all want the best for the club, but we don't know. The club doesn't seem to have a figurehead that's capable of telling us the truth, the whole truth, and nothing but the truth. Tell you one thing, if if you were looking for anybody at Celtic to back you up in a court case, Jesus, I'd just plead guilty to everything. Love Martin O'Neill, but the manager needs more than a year to install a plan. It looks like your granny's ceiling. It does, doesn't it? It looks like it looks like your grand ceiling back in the late 70s, early 80s. It's like, that was painted white, but I can remember my Uncle John painting that white last year for Christmas. You know? When everybody paints their house for Christmas, you got to make it nice for Christmas. And then fucking the next summer, you're at your grand's for your summer holidays. You're looking at that roof and going, "I'm fucking positive that was white." Telling you that was white the last time I was here. But anyway, it ends up that kind of colour. At least we can always look on the bright side of life, and that's what Celtic fans managed to do consistently over the years. We always look on the bright side of life. Kind of does look shite. Stephen Johnson says, "Good morning, everyone. The signing of Martin O'Neill for a year is trying to get the fans off their backs," says Joseph. "Some things can't be unseen. If you look closely enough, if you do look closely enough to the shirt, it does look like it does look like that Artex they used to have on the ceiling back in those days. So there used to be the flowers on the ceiling. If you look at the top, it does have that kind of Artex effect look on it, doesn't it? Now everybody's going, "Oh Jesus Christ, man! I'm just having flashbacks to my grand's house back in the day." And some things can't be unseen. It's a 1970s wallpaper. The thing is about height. Tam the Czech was tall and he was easily pushed off the ball, so size doesn't matter. He was a letdown though, wasn't he, for his physicality? He was pushed about. I mean, when he came in, he was kind of, people thought, can he be a Chris Sutton? He didn't have the physicality of Chris Sutton, and he definitely didn't have the gameplay of Chris Sutton. So they will try and gag Martin. You think so? It's okay, you won't get stained when you scale your teeth on it. Ay, ay, ay. Along with your granny's fingertips. No, Jesus God, man. Oh, God rest her soul. I loves my gran. She was brilliant. She was about 5 foot. She was about 5 foot, and it was like all my uncles and all my cousins that were all big hard men and that, they were shit scared of my gran. Do you know what I mean? When she spoke, and fuck me, wee mad Irish woman. Fuck. Used to see her going mental at the telly with the news that was on in the days in the 1980s. If you get what I'm saying, she'd be fucking shouting and screaming at the telly, and I'm like, Jesus Christ, Gran. Fucking hell. Anyway, we move on. All the happy clappers, lol, bit much getting Adidas and high-end sports. Yeah, high-end sports. I wonder how Jim Craig feels about the price of the shirts. He's one of the last legends in the team. Looks older than the Turin Shrouds. Someone will do someone with good skills on a certain platform will make that look like the Turin Shroud, won't they? And it'll have the face of Jesus on it by the end of the day. And if you've got it, send it to me on the Facebook page, and I'll post it up in the stories. Let's see how long it takes to someone do that. Yeah, it does, doesn't it? It's take the daff bit out and just embed the Turin Shroud on it. Good morning from Santa Ponza. Good morning from Santa Ponza. I'm off to get cheered up. It looks like my aunt's wall. I don't like it. Oh man, don't believe that we've caused so much morning. Magnus says, "Good morning, Baz and all the hoops. Not been here much lately. Still love the channel. No worries, Magnus. It's wherever you are. I hope that you've been enjoying it. A lot of people saying good morning. What colour is it? Cappuccino. It is. It's a very interesting colour. It's meant to look old, isn't it? And there's one thing. It definitely does look old this morning. Um, it's like an old man's boozer's roof. Looks like some of the pubs that you used to go back into. Do you know what it reminds me of? Some of the roofs in the social clubs. My dad was in a band back in the 70s and 80s and used to go down to the miners' welfare clubs and you'd play on a Friday night in the miners' welfare club in one town and then Saturday night in another miners' welfare club, and then on a Sunday afternoon he would play in a completely different miners' welfare club back in the day. And I used to go in and set up the well, never set. I'd stand and watch him as a young kid, setting the drums up and all the speakers and everything, taking them from one club to another. And yeah, it does remind me of the roofs back in them. It's the same colour as your first bucket. Anybody that doesn't know what a bucket was, it was for those that do not like to partake in cigarettes. It was an easy way for them to smoke cannabis. Yes, and it involves getting a Coca-Cola bottle or an Iron Brew plastic bottle and cutting the top off it. What? Come on, I used to sit and watch Kev and all that and get completely stoned. It was hilarious. I, I mean, I was the driver. I had to stay at least Compass Menace. There had to be somebody in the room that was Compass Menace to take us back and forward to raves around the country. But anyway, Glaswegian says it looks the same colour as your first bucket. Not another penny, especially on a manky nicotine stained strip. God, we've started something there. That too is bogging. My mate just bought the strip. His name is Nick. Here come the jokes. Let's be honest. Yep, you should get it. It looks like the ceiling above the cooker, and a greasy spoon coffee. Oh, we're all on the ball this morning. Right. Anyway, who's looking forward to the fixtures coming out this afternoon? Baz, my granny was the same tiny woman when she walked into the room. The room changed definitely, and she used to sit. My gran used to sit on this armchair at the side of the fire, and then there was an indentation in the wall, and it had a big statue of Mary and her rosary beads and everything around it, and all her stuff. But I always remember this fantastic sort of statue. I just remember this size of Mary that sat in this corner of the room. And it was immense, and then the rosary beads around it and everything. It was something else, and you would go in and it was like she spoke. Everybody just woof. Is Gavin Strachan away to Ipswich? He's definitely away to somewhere. It is one of the backroom staff that is disappearing from Celtic. So I think that we just cut with the speculation about Celtic until Celtic come out and tell us, and that'll keep all the people happy. Gavin Strachan wasn't getting a new laptop as part of the new deal. He was still working with his Windows 95. If O'Neill doesn't get what he wants, should he just walk away? I don't think Martin O'Neill will walk away. He is definitely not. He's definitely not Brendan Rodgers. So I think when we look back to last season, we're now at the stage. I mean, talking about the whole football thing and that. We're now at the stage where we're in a worse position. People saying that this appetite for Celtic news is unhealthy. We're at a worse position than we were at the beginning of last season. At least at the beginning of last season, Brendan Rodgers came out and said, "Look, if you're just wanting a caretaker, I'm not the man." Here we are, 12 months later, with a caretaker manager. Martin O'Neill's only here for a year. He's only a caretaker to allow the board, and people will romanticise and say, look, you had to give Martin O'Neill the job. He won us the cup double. We could have just said, Martin, we thank you but we as a club want to go down the road of planning for the future. Bringing in Martin O'Neill for 1 year is not planning for the future. It's a sticking plaster. Let's be honest. It is just a sticking plaster. We all want Martin O'Neill to do fantastically well. We all want to go out and win the treble next season, and we'll believe that Martin O'Neill is the manager to do that. But we believed Ronnie Dyler was the man to do that. We believed that Neil Lennon was the man to win us 10 in a row. We're believing what the club are telling us to believe, and it's never been the way of Celtic fans. Photoshop, here we come. Jesus, ooh, samaras. Don't buy it, shove it right up them. No merchandise till this board go. The board won't be going anywhere, but I think that the board could have done better when it comes to the board. Let's talk facts. The board, Brian Wilson says, we will speak to fans. We are at the 18th of June. We're now a month away from the cup double. We're over a month after winning the league. We are 7 days away from players returning to first team training after their holidays. We are inside the transfer window. We have no manager. We have no analytics guy. We have no head of recruitment. We have no head of football director, whatever Paul Tisdale's job was, and no scouts. We have no permanent chairman of the club. We have a stand-in chairman, and we have no information that the club said that they were going to give us. It's a very Celtic situation, isn't it? What's that jersey all about? Just tuned in. If you want to see what the jersey's all about, it's if you're old enough, think back to if you were born in the 1970s or before, just think back to ceilings and wallpaper, Artex, smoky living rooms, and you'll see that top. Wallpaper in the 70s, done a little bit of Artex in there, and 40 a day, chain smoking, aunties, grands. That's what the top is all about. The strip's minted, can't beat the badge in the middle, and is it black that's going around it? It looks like black piping that's round the top. It looks like it's all in black. Is it off green? It's nicotine gold. Tam was built like a Rizzler. Is it possible that we are only offering Maloney and following him a 1 year contract, as Martin O'Neill will only be there for 1 year? Maybe they know who the manager after. How can they know? I respect your comment. How can Celtic know who the manager is going to be in a year's time? Where I don't think that they know who the manager was going to be this summer, because they said that Martin O'Neill was their first choice. If Martin O'Neill was their first choice, why did they have talks with a man that a majority, a lot of Celtic fans did not want at the club? Nothing like a wee top to say it was made in a sweatshop. Ooh. Top reminds me of a lemon meringue pie. The chef has had in the oven too long. Does that. Right, I'm going to jump straight at the end of the comments because I've got got an appointment at past. I was born at the same time, back in the black and white. Yes, back in the old black and white TV days. That top would look amazing in that top. West Brom, I think, is away to. Yes, I think it is West Brom that he is away to. There is a new player in the market, a new team in the market for one of the Celtic players. But we'll just wait and see what happens with that. Crystal Palace in for one of our midfielders. There's talk about Rio Hitate going back to Japan. I love Martin O'Neill, but would rather have a full permanent manager in place. Watching snooker on the black and white telly. Martin got kept to take the heat off Dermot. If you can't see it, take your green tinted specs off. Martin is a yes man, says Glaswegian Ian. We need a plan and ambition. I think that the plan is just to maintain Celtic as a dominant force within inside Scottish football and hopefully get to the Champions League to bring in the extra bonus cash and keep everybody happy, keep the fans kind of happy, keep the board in position. There's not going to be change from board in this summer. There's definitely not. Another shirt for sale today from Celtic. They can't just read the room at all. Anyone buying this shirt, you're just enabling the board to continue their incompetence. And that is Stephen not happy with the third kit. Yeah, the third kit from Celtic. Anyway, right, that is me done and dusted for this morning. What was that one? James says, Baz, I don't believe anything anymore when Celtic are concerned. That's I think there's a lot of us feeling the same way. It's just Pope scientists are on their way to Celtic Park as we speak. When Strachan leaves in the next few days, I guarantee he'll be replaced with an ex-Celtic player. But as a person can only take so much. This is very true. Miss the velvet wallpaper from back in the day. Right, I shall see you in just a few hours. I'm going to set up the live for the big moment of the summer, as far as Celtic fans are concerned, to see who we play on the first day of the season, Flag Day, and to see exactly what time Flag Day will be on the Monday. Have a fantastic day, Celtic fans, wherever you are all around the world.